brothers. Is it 2 wins in 10 for Chelsea? Right, is 6th place right now. Like, you know what, man? Are Chelsea getting like enough slack? Because boy, like their manager also on fraud watch right now. Like, can we talk about him? Or is it just Amrin?
I want him sacked because I've got standards.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Like, I'm saying, after the Manchester City game, we got sacked. At the end of the day, I was looking at it like, okay, let's actually break down this guy's role here. And he's not the only one. I come for the owners and sporting directors before he was even cool. Now we got Alex Goldberg and all these big creators trying to call for the directors when they prop every move that these men have done for the dawn of time. But anyway, you break down this Maresca saga, innit? When he was in his purple patch, he didn't beat Forest. He lost to City. He couldn't beat Arsenal team who were on a bad run. Literally, Lee Gunner was doing emergency meetings for 9 hours and we couldn't beat them, for fuck's sake. We had a round of 16 match against Newcastle. He done 11 changes for a Man United team who just sacked Ten Hag and he couldn't beat them. Do you know what I mean? That's him when he was at his best. This was, oh my gosh, we're cooking Chelsea, by the way. Now we've gone to here where we were 2 points off the title. As a Chelsea fan, every year I want to win the league. No matter who my manager is, no matter who the players are. I'm born in 2000. My first season, 04-05, we won the league. First time I ever went to the bridge and saw a game live, we lifted the title. 09-10, 8-0 against Wigan. Drogba hat-trick. Golden boot, it's to clinch the golden boot over Wayne Rooney. That's the Chelsea I know. That's my standard. Every year I want to win the league. So when we're 2 points off the title in December, I'm saying, yes, we are in the title race. He's going around telling everyone mentality is low. No, we're not prepared to win. We haven't been together for too long. We're not ready to win. We're not ready to win. We have a young, impressionable side. What do you think that's going to do? Ultimately, they're not going to want to win. That's just what happens. So we go winless in 5 straight games. Drew 0-0 to Everton. Lost 2-0 to Ipswich. Lost 2-0 to Ipswich. That's already a sackable offence. He lost 2-1 to Fulham. Another sackable offence because that's the first time they've beaten us at home in 45 years. Couldn't beat Crystal Palace. In all of that run, by the way, we was 1 goal up. We was 1 goal up against Paris, didn't win the game. We was 1 goal up against Fulham, didn't win the game. We was 1 goal up against Bournemouth, didn't win the game. 1 goal up against Man City, didn't win the game. At what point do we realize, okay, you just have some sort of tactical flaws? And then I look at improving players at the end of the day. Who's actually improved? Palmer's regressed. I'm looking at Palmer right now in this panel. I have not seen Palmer perform in a long time. I see Lee. It's not. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's even froze now. That's why he's froze, because he's realized, fuck, the jig is up. The connection's gone shaky. But this is what I'm saying. We've got Lee Gunner running around in our kit these days. We ain't got Palmer anymore. Gusto, I call Gusto Sean Paul Gusto. Give me the light. The version of Sean Paul that we have now isn't the real Sean Paul. We don't have, I'm going to stick to my girl like glue and have a lovely number 2. We've got the bold Sean Paul, the washed one with the Mohican like Raul Morales. That's the Sean Paul we're getting now. He was flying on the pots, but because, no, I don't like overlapping fullbacks. I like my fullbacks to invert and all of this. This is what Gusto's happened. So we've lost Gusto. We've lost Lee Gunner. You look at Colwell. Colwell was, at the end of the day, Colwell was regarded as one of the best young under-21 centre-backs we would ever have in this game. We was under the impression that Colwell was going to be next up. He's the next John Terry. That's what they all told us. Do you know what I'm saying? And now I look at Colwell. At the end of the day, the guy's just not good enough. He can't play. He's a bit rash. He hides around the pretty privilege. You got a black spray. You know what I'm saying? I've said this before. If you want to make it as a footballer, all you got to do is find a Latvian woman, an Eastern European, ideally somebody that's a bit tall, breeder, especially in places like, you know what I'm saying, the Yugoslavian joints. They go to Sweden. They love a black man. You breed one of them joints and just spam left foot training. And then when they turn 15, 14, put them in a full kit, black spray them, get a taper fade. I promise you they're signing a pro that day. And speaking of black spray, because he ain't the only one that's got black spray, this is when we start talking about Jayden Sancho. Saeed, if you don't get Sancho back in the summer, you meet me at the car park. Enough's enough. At the end of the day,
that's your guy, man. That's your guy. That's not my problem anymore.
Since Lowski's come out of jail and dropped that daily duppy, Sancho has not been performing. I said it on my stream the other day. He needs to just sign up for UCAS. Enough's enough. This is the thing. Every single move these directors done in the summer window has been an absolute mess. This is the thing. Yeah, at the end of the day, Win Stanley told us this was a 4-window plan until we're ready to compete for titles. The fourth window ended. They couldn't get Olise because they have no pool. They couldn't get Osimhen because they have no pool. They signed Omari Kellerman, whoever the fuck that is. Do you know what I'm saying? I remember back in my day when Chelsea players used to pull up. If Chelsea players came to my school or outside the school, oh my God, like Frank Lampard's mum, God rest her soul. I went to St. Joseph's in Barking. His mum got buried at St. Margaret's. The funeral, we stopped our lessons to go watch all of these man, Drogba, Makalele, all of these guys bury his mum. Do you know what I'm saying? That was, oh my gosh, the end of time. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Chelsea fans are here. Imagine if Omari Kellerman could join this panel right now. No one would even know who he is. And we spent 25 million on him. We spent 25 million on him. Sancho already said is a bum. Then it gets worse. 60 million of the King's pound on Pedro, Jordi El Nino Neto. This is what I'm saying, fam.
Jordi El Nino. These guys better
is an absolute disgrace.
Don't look down, yo. You rate that guy, bro. You rate Pedro Neto.
It's a Chelsea thing, mate. It's a Chelsea thing.
No, I'm not doing this.
Ranieri's better than Pedro Neto.
Right now, bro. You speak up right now. But go ahead.
Ranieri's better than Jordi El Nino. That's the truth.
You know who Jordi is. You know, Robinson. That name's
if you know who Jordi El Nino is, you
that
might
is
not wrong.
crazy.
If you might know who Jordi El Nino is, you might not wrong. So when Pedro Neto scored against West Ham, he scored his equaliser, second goal of the season. By the way, he's on 2 goals. Before we signed him, his league tally was 12 league goals in Premier League in 4 years. We signed him, he's only got 2 goals. When he scored his second goal of the season, equaliser against West Ham at home, the bare minimum, he's doing this, giving it this to the fans, to his own fans, doing this in a London derby. They've asked him about it. Oh, he says, 1 minute you're the best, the next minute you're the worst in this fan base. Pedro Neto, when have you ever been the best at anything? No, generally at anything. You ain't been the best right winger in the league. You ain't even the best Pedro in the league. I'm looking at it like you're not the best number 7 in the league. You're not even the best Portuguese player in your own team. Do you even start for your country? So at what point are you running around telling yourself that you're the best? This is the things that don't sit right with me. At least, like, we can talk about the other players, like guys like Neto, Sancho, Colwill, they're the criminals. I don't even talk about Enzo Montoya anymore. Enzo Montoya is Enzo Fernandez because he left his missus. She got banged by one of his teammates and he went back to her. So Enzo Montoya, that's par favor. That's something completely different. But the 2 players that I see your fan base really like been getting onto lately is Jackson and Palmer. Now, Jackson posted a picture of himself in the hospital the other day. I said it on my stream. I've been saying it for months. I think he has some sort of malaria or monkeypox or something. I've been saying it for a while. He's got jaundice. His lips have been dry. He's a shell of himself. This is somebody who on the ball is very technical. He can dribble. He can link up play. There's the finishing side that weren't there. He can't dribble anymore. He can't play. He can't pass balls. He can't do anything. I saw it and I noticed something's different. You've lost a bit of weight. Your lips are dry. You've got jaundice. Something's up. You might have some sort of malaria. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, how can you say that? Oh, but all of this. And then he's posted a picture of himself in the hospital with a gas mask. So that's answered that. Now, so we're not going to get onto Jackson because he has he's got some sort of medical condition.
You might have jaundice, bro. I might have the jaundice.
He's got something, innit?
He needs that Astrid inspiration in that, you know?
Yeah, but the problem is, I think he's linked her too much, and now he's playing like he's done a blood ritual with Magic Johnson. He needs to stay away from her because she's giving him something dark, clearly. So at the end of the day, I don't want to. In terms of Jackson, is a medical condition, which moves me on to Palmer as well. Palmer is a medical condition. You know, if you've noticed, Palmer in the winter doesn't perform well. Now, I don't know, Lee and Palmer have some sorts of resemblance. So I don't know if you relate to this, Lee, but Palmer is a mouth breather. As a mouth breather, if you guys breathe in the winter, you know already, like, it gets a bit misty. As someone who's a mouth breather and you're doing a lot of cardio, there's a lot of mist. You know what I'm saying? It gets misty. He's somebody who he focuses his game around vision, you know, picking up passes at the right time, all of these things. But when it's all foggy and that, he's breathing as a mouth breather, it's all foggy. How do you expect him to pick up the right passes or figure out things? I noticed that at the Brighton game. We had a chance at the edge of the box, tried to hit it first time, he completely missed the goal. And I'm like, you know what? there's bare fog around him. He's like, oh, huffing and puffing. I realize, oh my gosh, he's a mouth breather. This isn't his fault. This is a medical condition. This is something that you do. You have to get your sinuses checked out. And then you'll see, because look at Palmer's purple patch. It was last season in the spring, March, April. He's bagging the goals, 4 goals against Everton, hat-trick against United, brought it onto the Euros. And then started the season strong. Started the season strong. The sun's out. As it starts getting foggier and mistier and the mouth breathing gets a bit difficult, mist all over the air, the form drops. So we can't get onto guys like Palmer because this is a medical condition. Now, as my energy is really on the ownership, we're going to be at the protest on the 25th. We will say this every time. But Enzo Tejada needs to go. I don't know if you man watch Power, but when Lorenzo Tejada was in jail, oh my God, he was taking prison calls. Everyone was like, yo, when he comes out, it's going to be smoky. The same way when he started, we were 2 points off the title, we said, oh my gosh, we might have actually got one. But he's introduced me to a vibe that he can't maintain. Same way that Lorenzo Tejada did. We found that he was a cock. Dante Spears took his girl. He was getting kicked out of the yard by his kids. You know what I'm saying? His wife ends up packing him off. He ended up just being a waste of, you know what I mean? He was just hype. Same way with Enzo. Enzo introduced us to a vibe that he can't maintain. This is the problem. Do you know? If you took Adele out on a date, like this is like me flying out a thing to Dubai.
Like you did.
Have the capability to do it. This is like flying out a thing to Dubai on the first date. You're taking her to the desert, water park, all of this, and then you come back to the end, you're linking her in a Fiat 500 and taking her to Morley's. That's what he's done to our fan base. Get this guy gone. But because he looks like Vin Diesel, and you guys like watching Fast and Furious when you was younger, Tokyo Drift, you've got some sort of love for him. Get him out of my club. And the standards are so
family. Low. It's all about family.
No, there's no family here. A lot of these men need to go. The only player I'm keeping is Caicedo and Palmer. Simple. Everyone else got to go. He's not the guy.
What about Levi Cole? What about Levi Cole?
Hey, these are fighting words, man. These are fighting words.
That's what he's been on to the most. That's funny.
Yeah. These are fighting words. Cole can't roll.
I mean, he's overrated.
You need to hook him up. I think you need to hook him up with a Boohoo Man contract. That's what he needs to be. He'd be better off on a Boohoo Man, flexing some clothes, modeling the clothes on the runway.
Model.
That's where Levy Cole. That's what he's made for.
He's a JD Sports model. He's a JD Sports model through and through. You can see it. The black spray. Even when sometimes he mistimes challenges and he does this with his shirt out of frustration, and you see the ink all over his kit. Oh, get this guy out of my club, bro. These are the guys. These are the guys that wear Thiago Silva's numbers. This is the thing, yeah. Thiago Silva, number 6. He also wore John Terry, 26. Enzo Fernandez, Enzo Montoya is wearing Lampard's number. I want to just go through the number 8s that were at my club and what they won. The previous number 8 team was Kovacic, yeah? Champions League. You look at the number 8 before that, Ross Barkley, Europa League. You look at the number 8 before that, Oscar, Premier League, Europa League. Before that, Lampard. We don't even have to talk about that. You guys are butchering my numbers. Noni Madueke runs around with a headband like he's Ronaldinho wearing the number 11 holes on his socks. What is this? What is this? Since when as a club, why do we focus on aura when none of you man are good enough? And this is my last one, yeah, and I'll let you man cook me. But fam, Trevor Chalobah, we brought him back from loan. Now Trevor Chalobah, he's a religious man. He prays. My mum would love a Trevor Chalobah. He's always posting a Bible quote. All of these things there. He's a prayerful man. So explain to me why you never prayed for discernment to know that fucking whatever my man's name is, I can't even think off the top of my head. That Brighton player that's rinsed him up. I can't think of the top of my head.
Minty.
Bro, Minty's even rinsed you. You've given guys a name. We need to start doing moving forward, actually, Chelsea tax. When you see these players perform, it's Chelsea tax. Because we know Minty isn't what you think, what he's just done in that performance. But no, it's just Chelsea tax. Anytime you see a player cook, simple Chelsea tax. But as I was saying, Chalobah, you pray. You're actually a religious man. You post Bible quotes every week. Every time you drop a stinker, you go on your knees and post a picture like this and say it's only God, so we can't slander you. But I don't understand. Why don't you pray to improve? Why don't you pray to be a better player instead of dyeing your hair brown? Why do you dye your hair brown? Do you think you're Ghana? You trying to be Ghana or something? This is what I'm saying. Our club is infested with aura and fashionista merchants. And that's why the whole large parts of this fan base Oh, no, they're young. It's a young team. Oh, no, give them a chance. Oh, no, it's the system. It's every single excuse in the world, but these players are dog shit. Get them out of the club. Make Chelsea great again. Simple. I'm sick and tired of this, man.
Wow.
I'm sick and tired of this.
That was an epic rant, man. I don't know how long that was. You get me, bro?